Hello Rokhmat and everyone. We are from Group 3 and as our final project, we will be presenting the seawall case in Tangerang, a constitutional violation. The outline of our presentation consists of background of the issue, problem statement, response and action from the government and public, theoretical framework, analysis of constitutional violations, solutions and recommendations, and finally the conclusion.
Okay, now I'm gonna get started on the background of the case. So, for the case overview, a 30-kilometer seawall in Tangerang, Banten has been blocking local fishermen and civilians from reaching the sea. Many believe that it's tied to a reclamation project and development of the upscale Pantai Nakabuk 2 region. The project has sparked backlash for taking over the public coastal space that should have been open to everyone. And moving on to the issues of the case, the seawall was believed to have been constructed by private parties to assist a property development project involving coastal reclamation. The motive behind it was likely to seal the project zone from local community activities, mainly fishermen.
Next, I'm gonna talk about the problem statement. So basically, it's the main problems that is involved in this case. Firstly, it's about public access. The construction of this sea fence itself in this coastal area has cut off locals from using it for daily activities like fishing and transport. Secondly, about their livelihoods. Many people depend on the sea for their income. For example, like fishermen, traders. With their access being blocked, they're at real risk of losing their jobs and falling into economic hardship. Third, privatization. This fence essentially turns a public resource, the sea, into private property. It raises concerns about private interests taking over what should benefit everyone. Next, I will be talking about the constitutional context. This situation or case also violates two key points in our constitution. First of all, Pasal 33 ayat 3, and secondly, Pasal 27 ayat 2.
I will now explain the response and action from the government and public. The seawall construction has triggered strong reactions from various groups. Local fishermen say that their income has dropped by up to 50% and they demand transparency from the government. Public organizations like PBHI and Kiara reported the case to Barreskrim, claiming 13 legal violations including marine and agrarian laws and warned of possible sanctions. Meanwhile, the government acknowledges that Article 33 verse 3 and Article 27 verse 2 of the 1945 Constitution were violated and calls for thorough investigation and firm legal action. Next, we have government actions and efforts. The government responded to the issue with several firm actions. The Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries dismantled the seawall as it was built illegally. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning, ATR and BPN, revoked 263 land titles due to administrative flaws in their issuance. To further address the legal violations, Barreskrim Polri launched an investigation to uncover all parties involved in the construction. At the same time, the Attorney General's office is also investigating possible corruption behind the project.
So the next one is the theoretical foundation. The first one is the constitutional supremacy, where UUD 1945 is the highest law in Indonesia. In Pasal 33 ayat 3 states that natural resources are controlled by the state and used for the people's welfare. In Pasal 27 ayat 2 guarantees every citizen the right to employment and a decent living. This is aligned with the Helsen's norm hierarchy, where lower regulations and government actions must align with constitutional norms to be valid. The next one is the people's rights and state accountability, where development must protect citizens' economic rights and people's livelihoods. Projects like the Pagar Laut must not limit public access to natural resources or reduce job opportunities. This is aligned with the key principle of social contract theory, where state authority exists to protect people's rights, and policies violating these rights break the social trust.
Okay, so analysis of constitutional violations. The construction of the seawall violates a couple of the constitution as well as made an impact on the social and environmental aspects of the population. The key violations are first article 33 ayat 3, the land, waters, and natural resources within shall be controlled by the state and used for the greatest prosperity of the people. The form of violation is coastal waters were fenced by private actors for exclusive development in PIK2, restricting public access and violating state control. Second violation is of the Pasal 27 Ayat 2, every citizen has the right to work and to a decent living for humanity. The form of violation are fishermen losing access to key fishing zones, resulting in up to 50% decline in catch and direct loss of livelihood. Real-world impacts includes restricts access to coastal areas that are used by locals, decreasing income among fishermen, and also ecological damage. The findings and investigations upon this case are 263 land titles have been revoked, dismantling 20 plus kilometers of seawall, and then 13 legal violations, including marine law, environmental law, agrarian law, and job creation law.
Is the solutions and recommendations. Next slide, please. First, the ideal constitutional solution is that we should return coastal resources to state control, involve local communities in decision making, remove illegal constructions and cancel unlawful land ownership, and also launch full investigation through Barreskrim and the Attorney General's office to punish those responsible. Next slide, please. For the recommendation for the government, we recommend that we strictly follow Article 33 and 27, investigate the illegal seawall, prosecute responsible parties, and enforce laws such as the marine law. Then physically remove illegal buildings, revoke any unlawfully issued permits, and ensure future projects have KKPRL permits and community involvement. Next slide, please. Finally, recommendations for society is that we should monitor coastlines, report illegal activity, organize fishermen and residents, support anti-corruption investigations, and educate the public on their constitutional rights and the risk of unchecked coastal development. Next slide, please.
Okay, so we're moving on to the last part of the presentation, that is conclusion. So the main issue that we found is a 30.60 kilometers seawall was illegally constructed in the coastal area of Tangerang, blocking access for local fishermen and serving private development interests. The constitutional violations that we found are first, Article 33, Section 3, about natural resource must benefit the public. Second is Article 27, Section 2, about citizens have the right to work and live with dignity. The social environment impact is first, fishermen lost income up to 50% drop in catch. Second is public coastal access was restricted. And last is ecosystem damage due to reclamation. Next. So the government response are first, seawall partially dismantled. Second is 263 land titles revoked. Third is investigation launched by KKP, ATR or BPN, Kejagung and Barreskrim. Public and civil society action are legal reports filed, advocacy from NGOs like KIARA, and last is local communities demanded transparency and justice. The solution proposed or recommend are first, reinforce constitutional protection for public resource. Second is fully investigate and prosecute those involved. Third is ensure proper permitting for all coastal projects. And fourth is to involve local communities in the future development plans. So in conclusion, to uphold democratic value and environmental justice, Indonesia must ensure coastal resource public remain public, development is inclusive, and the constitutional rights are never compromised by private interests. Next. So that is our presentation for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this presentation can be informative. Thank you.